Hey, what's up guys, GameBot 2000 here. Welcome to another reaction video, and today I'm going to be reacting to the new Super Smash Bros. Ultimate presentation. And yes, I know I am hours late because I spent all my hours on school and at my job. And I've been waiting so long, and I've been avoiding so many spoilers just so I can be surprised while watching this presentation. And yeah, it was all worth the wait. So I finally have the time to react to this. So yeah, and it seems that the character that Sakurai was presenting is not the character that I was like expecting to be in Smash at all. So I didn't really care about who's gonna be in Smash Brothers, but I was thinking like either Crash Bandicoot or Arl from Puyo Puyo to be a playable fighter, but. And yeah, I don't think it matters. I think it'll wait until another the wave of the DLC. So anyway, yeah, let's watch this reaction. Not watch reaction. Let's watch the presentation in 3, 2, 1, and click and switch. Boom. Okay, so who is this character anyway? I mean, I see the character title, but I see the name of the character, but I don't want to say it just yet. Oh, great. Looks like we're gonna have another sword fighter.
The time has finally come to unleash the forbidden spell of Zaharas upon our enemies!
Uh-oh. It is nice animation, though.
What were you thinking, charging right into an enemy's trap? As you and I are one, I too am trapped within this void. In time, our hearts and minds will cease to be.
Uh-oh.
Are you prepared to die?
Yeah, are you? No?
I thought as much. I also do not wish to die.
Me neither.
And yet... there is no other choice. You must join Smash. Join Smash Brothers already! What in the world are you waiting for?
But she's really eager to see him in Smash Brothers. Oh, nice. Sakurai really loves sword fighters, doesn't he?
Smash consumes even the darkness itself.
Sakurai really loves sword fighters. Looks like we have another Fire Emblem character. Oh, he sure is packing some punches. What?
So you return, and sooner than expected. I see. Too many swordsmen, are there?
He knows!
You wield the sword as well? What will you do?
Wow, even Sakurai knows that he's been adding a lot of sword fighters from Fire Emblem.
So that is how you plan to win the day? So be it. I reward your cleverness this time.
And of course, you can make a female version of the character.
How is this?
Nice. I love that Smash Ball there. Byleth recruits Byleth. Okay.
Oh.
This is nicely animated though.
Of anyone, you should be able to handle the hero's relics. With Arid Fire, strike with superior reach.
So far, the trailers I've been reacting to are just boring. Like, there are a lot of character trailers of characters that I did not expect to be in, and yet I was not excited for, and I do apologize for that. Like, if there's going to be the character that I've been waiting for to be next to the Smash Fighter, I would be so excited, like you wouldn't believe it.
Your will and mine be now as one.
The final Smash being
to you, both sides of time are revealed. Through Smash, show the world.
Everybody's going to take you down, no doubt about it. Yep, another Fire Emblem. I'm pretty sure Mabu's gonna be excited. Sakurai! 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 Over here! Hey, dude! What's up?
There you have it. Byleth from Fire Emblem Three Houses is joining the battle.
Okay.
Fire Emblem Three Houses was released just last summer, so it's still very new. Even so, you'll soon be able to play as them in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. This release is planned for January 28th. You'll have instant access if you have the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Fighters Pass, and it will also be available for purchase individually. In case you're not familiar with Fire Emblem or Three Houses, I'll explain a few things, so don't worry.
Knowledge of fighters has been not required. I'd say so.
What is Fire Emblem?
Yeah, care to explain
It's
to
really
my
hard to pronounce
viewers
in
here.
Japanese. The producer said it's okay if I just say Fire Emblem. But when writing it, if you don't write Fire Emblem, the Fire Emblem police will come and get you.
Emblem?
So please be careful. The series' first entry launched in Japan on the Famicom in 1990.
Oh.
You could say it was a pioneer in the genre of tactical role-playing games. You might be wondering what makes it particularly tactical. Well, it's tactical in that it simulates combat. You can think of it as moving pieces in a board game, or in other words, a game in which you advance units across a grid and battle. When we talk about tactical games of that era, there were lots of ones in which you command tanks, aircrafts, and so on. But Fire Emblem
Excuse me.
because each
How many
unit
times do I have to keep
consists of
burping in every video?
Sort of like in role-playing.
I don't know. Excuse me again.
Plus, something made it stand out from other Nintendo products. Characters could permanently die. That's pretty direct language though, so perhaps we should just say they're sleeping with the fishes.
Oh boy.
But really, if a character fell in battle, you'd lose that unit. They'd be gone and you couldn't use them again.
Wow. That was harsh.
Recent entries in the series maintain this concept of permadeath to some degree in classic mode and what have you. But a lot of games now allow strategic withdrawals, so to speak. In the older games, your units would really be gone, never to be mentioned again.
Yikes.
Scary.
Very scary.
The game's stories are told like chronicles of war, with increasingly distinct characters and engrossing scenarios. Several characters also appear in the Super Smash Bros. Series, and 6 of the 7 can use a counterattack. It's their down special.
And a lot of them are sword
There's
fighters.
actually a reason for this. When I was considering how to incorporate Fire Emblem fighters into Super Smash Bros. Melee, I thought it might be interesting to reflect the turn-based nature of the original game. First comes your opponent's turn. They attack and you counter. Next comes your turn. And now, Fire Emblem Three Houses is the 17th game in the series.
I see.
People who aren't Japanese in particular might be thinking, 17 games? There are that many? Well, if you include Fire Emblem Heroes in the remakes, but you don't include the Satellaview game, Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE, and Fire Emblem Warriors, then it comes out to 17 games.
Not counting the
Let's try
spin-offs.
saying them in the Fire Emblem Can You Say It challenge. I'll give it a try.
暗黒竜と光の剣、外伝紋章の謎、聖戦の系譜、トラキア776、封印の剣劣化の剣、
Wow.
聖魔の
That's a lot of Fire Emblem games, and I'm more familiar with the Game Boy Advance game.
新暗黒竜新紋章、覚醒イフヒーローズエコーズ風化設立
There you go, 17.
Oh, that's what that pose is for.
今変な数え方してます
So you saw how I was counting in a weird way, right? I was counting in binary.
Oh.
これが全部
This is 0. Fold this here and you get 1, and then you get 2, then 2 plus 1 equals 3. So
It's gonna be hard for me to memorize how to count in binary.
16.
I remember taking like a coding class online, and
Awesome, isn't it?
I just forgot how to count in binary.
You can actually count
So take
up
that,
to
Crash fans.
31 in
No,
one hand.
no, don't get mad at me. I love Crash Bandicoot. It's just that
If
your
you use
like
both hands, you can
your
count all the way
predictions
up to 1023.
were mistaken.
畳の数を数える根の数を
If you've given up counting the knots in a tatami mat, you could
Although
always give
I
it a
would like
go.
to see Crash in Smash Brothers.
What is Fire Emblem Three Houses?
Yeah, please do tell me.
In Japanese, the male version of the main character is called Bereto, and the female version is called Beresu. But in English, they share the same name, Byleth.
Byleth.
Byleth becomes a professor who ends up leading one of 3 academic houses. Once you've chosen a house, you guide them through their school life, and, well, you end up fighting the other houses. After a certain incident, 5 years pass, and you meet up with your grown-up students to battle against the other houses in their regions. It's a very sad game in which your former allies become enemies, turn hostile, and try to kill you.
Wow.
To understand the concept of Fire Emblem Three Houses, I played an early version of the game before its release.
Lucky you. I mean, I wasn't
I've done
looking
the
forward
same
to
thing
playing
before,
it.
with The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, for example.
I'm so sorry for committing sacrilege, everybody.
Because I
I'm not
couldn't wait
I'm
until
not a
launch
Fire
to
Emblem fan.
experience it, or
I'm
we
very
never
sorry.
made it in time. For that title, I borrowed an early version of the game for 2 days, ran around all the areas, saw the ending, and realized for the first time, I guess we can't really have Breath of the Wild's Princess Zelda as a fighter. I did the same this time, but with there being 3 houses and multiple endings, it was really hard to get a feel for it. And of course, there weren't any walkthroughs I could reference.
So I see.
The game has multiple routes, and the outcome of each is very different. Your experience will vary depending on the route you choose, and many of the characters you meet will adopt different roles in the story. I'll try to avoid spoilers when I'm talking about the fighter.
I really don't mind at all.
Before my demonstration, I should point out that when I did the Terry Bogard showcase video, I mentioned that it was recorded a month in advance. But this time, we have to account for the holidays and such, so we're filming 2 months in advance of this video's release.
2 months in advance.
Right now, it's actually November.
Huh. Wow.
Therefore, some of what I'm about to show you might differ a bit from the finished version.
Makes sense.
As always, I'm using a special in-game camera and such for demonstration purposes. Here I go.
He always gets to use that really cool camera. As part of Challenge Pack 5, Byleth joins the battle. I guess.
So, this is our new fighter, Byleth.
Byleth, sorry.
Sadly, they're lacking in mobility. It's maybe a bit better than Robin's, but that's about all you can say for them. Throws are not their strong point either. Their grab lacks range. But actually, you could say that they're distance demon. The hero's relic they use changes depending on the direction you input with the stick. Each of the hero's relics is a weapon that appears in Fire Emblem Three Houses. They look like bones, and there's a reason for that. First, let's talk about the weapon Byleth uses for upward inputs, the Sword of the Creator. The Sword of the Creator here is Byleth's default weapon. They use it for flurry attacks and tilt attacks, such as down tilt attacks, where it takes the form of a whip.
I do like the music. And, yeah, the sword.
They also use the sword for dash attacks and other moves.
Ooh.
For their up smash attack, they'll whip the sword upward to launch enemies in the air. For their up air attack, they'll wave the whip sword overhead. The hit detection for this attack lasts for a relatively long time.
Looks nice though.
The up special move is really something. The sword extends like this, allowing you
Wow.
to do things like this.
Slicey dicey!
It was pretty terrifying how I knocked him into the air with that attack. And in addition,
Of course you'll say it's terrifying, because you just killed Kirby. Your son!
that said, you'll launch opponents upward until their damage reaches a certain percentage.
That's kind of overpowered, I guess?
Exceed that percentage and you'll need to be careful.
I would be annoyed if someone does that to me in an online battle.
I've already shown this, but you can also use it to latch onto edges. So that's the up special.
Okay.
Now, for the sideways inputs. This is Erdvar, the same name as the weapon from Celtic mythology. First, we'll go through the forward and back air attacks. As you can see, they have a long reach. Like so. Marth's air attack keeps opponents in check too, right?
I better time my dodges perfectly then.
If Byleth does the same thing, you'd win out, so you should be able to beat it.
Ooh.
Next, the side smash attack. This also has a long range. It'll connect even from here.
Ouch.
Also, if you add an upward tilt, it will be stronger.
Really?
And if you've knocked an opponent down, the side attack won't hit unless you add a downward tilt to aim for them. By the way, the tip of the lance is more powerful.
I noticed this video
The
has
shaft
like
part is weaker.
over 52,000 dislikes. I wonder
So it's not
why.
suited to close combat. It won't deal
It's
much
because
damage,
he
and won't
added
be
another
able to
sword
fall.
fighter.
That's why, as a rule,
There should be a.
you want to hit
I'm pretty
with
sure
the
there are
blade
other
and
reasons
aim
than
upward.
that.
Or downward in this case.
But there are more
The
likes than
side
dislikes,
special.
so this must be somewhat good.
Byleth will simply swing the lance like this, but again, it has excellent reach. For example, even when your opponent is at this distance, it'll still hit. Actually, you can do a smash attack to charge forward a little.
Get out of
like
here!
this. But as you'd expect, it can be easily shielded, so be careful.
Ah. So I might have an
Using the air
advantage.
can carve up a large area.
Maybe?
Returning to the side air attacks from earlier, they have great horizontal reach, but they lack verticality. So this complements it well, although you'll be vulnerable when you land. Now, for the downward inputs. For these, Byleth will use an axe called Emir.
It also has the power. It also has the power to fix roads
First,
every time
the
you
down
break
air
them.
attack. It really is strong. You can try for
So
a meteor
long,
threat
Bowser.
with this attack. Next is the down smash attack. A heavy swing of the axe back and forth. As you can see, it has a great deal of launch power. And for the down special, Byleth channels all their energy into a devastating strike. It's a bold move, similar to the Falcon Punch, but here's what makes it different. When readying the move, there's a super armor effect, which allows you to withstand an attack.
Yes, Captain Falcon,
Just so
he
you
is
know,
showing
if
you his
execute a
moves.
Falcon Punch at about the same time,
But are they good enough for you? Oh,
it plays out like this.
snap!
It's a bit slower than the Falcon Punch, but due to the super armor effect, you have the advantage. Unless you get grabbed.
Up.
Another notable aspect is that it lets you pass through platforms. While you're charging up, you can breeze past platforms like this to reach a lower area.
Oh dear.
It won't let you jump, but you could use it as a surprise attack.
I gotta be careful then.
Also, you can turn around during the move.
Oh
The
boy.
swing takes a while, so if an opponent runs behind you during the move, you can quickly change direction. Even though it can be hard to land a hit with this move, it can be really effective when used against a group of
Oh,
opponents.
wrecked.
Plus, even if you fail to land a direct hit, any opponents on the ground
You wouldn't hit a
nearby
child,
can
would
still be
you?
launched a little.
I guess he would. Not even
It's
for
as if the
$100?
placement of the ground
I
launches
guess he
it.
wants $100.
By the way, earlier I talked a little bit about the other Fire Emblem characters' moves. I don't recommend using this down special against fighters from the Fire Emblem series, because you'll just get loads of counters.
Okay
It
then.
hits with that much power in a single attack. Counters can actually multiply the power of blocked attacks, and using easily anticipated attacks like this could just get you hit by counter after counter.
Huh.
Next, we have the neutral moves. The bow you use is called Fail Not.
The stages
which
look
shares
really
its
cool,
name
though.
With the bow from the Knights of the Round Table. It only appears in a few neutral moves. You've got the neutral air attack. This attack is similar to a move of Pit's and other fighters like him. It lets you spin the weapon around. It's also easy to create certain combos with it. And with the neutral special, you'll let loose an arrow. It seems pretty straightforward, right? But there are a few noteworthy
Fire!
aspects to this bow. First, The biggest difference between this bow and Link's is that once you enter the
I have
command,
no
you
say
can
in
keep
this,
charging
so
until it's ready.
yeah, that's why I'm silent.
You can't release it partway through the charge, so when it does fire, the arrow travels at high speed. It's also very powerful. That said, you can still cancel out of the stance using the shield button. You can also change direction while in the stance.
Of course.
It works up until this point, but if you keep holding the button, you'll unleash
Be
a
gone!
powerful arrow that looks like a beam of light.
That's actually cool.
You can perform this move by keeping the button held down. You charge up power like so, charge a bit more, and then fire. But again, you'll need to take care when using this move. For one, when you've powered up the move to its max, there's no way to cancel out of it. Not even with the shield button.
Ah.
In other words, you're committed to firing it. So you see, a situation like this is pretty terrible.
Yeah, that does look terrible.
Once you've entered the stance, you won't be able to do anything.
Oof.
Which means it's quite the risky attack to use against fighters who have a move with a reflector effect. But you could always just aim into the fray, as it is, after all, a long-range move, letting you deal a sudden blow to opponents. So you need to think carefully when using this projectile weapon. Byleth's final smash is called Progenitor God.
Okay, finally,
Ruptured
final
Heaven.
smash.
In the original game, there's a move called Ruptured Heaven. This is an enhanced version. As you can see,
Taste
you
my
team
whip!
up with the mysterious Sothis and launch an attack together. Now, let's talk about the color variations. It's set up so that the default and odd-numbered color variations are male, while the even-numbered ones are female. However, the third, fourth, and fifth colors are, as you can see, reminiscent of the house leaders. Those of you who played the original game will of course understand what I'm referring to. The sixth color is based on Sothis, who you just saw earlier. And the seventh and eighth variations have a different hair color, which is based on something that
Almost
occurs in
reminds
the
me
course
of
the
a Nier
original
Automata
story.
for some reason.
Didn't we see this variation in the
Probably
final
because
smash?
the design similarity. Just a little bit. Alright, let's take a look at the
Next,
stage.
I'll introduce the stage. For this one, we of course tried to recreate the place where you spend most of the game, Garreg Mach Monastery. This is how Garreg Mach Monastery is laid out in the original game. From these, we chose to have it cycle through the marketplace, reception hall, bridge, and cathedral, all in one stage.
And all these stages are going to be destroyed by cartoon characters.
It's the type of stage that rotates through different areas, such as these four. Let me introduce each of the guests that appear in these four areas. The first area is the marketplace. I think this is where a lot of people come to do their shopping. The guests that appear here are students of the Blue Lion's house. Dimitri, Dedu,
Hey, it's
and Ingrid.
Edward Elric. I'm kidding.
Not Dimitri, Dudu, or Ingrid. Their
Doo-doo.
names are a bit difficult to say. They're largely from the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. Since it's a kingdom, that means they have a monarchy. For that reason, I guess you could say Dimitri's the future king. He had quite a difficult life and may or may not end up with just one eye. He's an unfortunate one, that one. There are vendors on either side. In the original game, these are important booths where you buy all sorts of things, but here you can break them, you see.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
If you do break them, the stage will expand to the left and right. I wonder where people will buy their supplies now.
Doesn't matter.
And in the background, you can see the gatekeeper. You often pass through this area and Fire Emblem
The gatekeeper is
3
not
houses, and you
even
end up
bothering to
talking
arrest
them.
those characters for breaking those
Moving through
houses.
these areas is
Or
possible thanks to this
marketplaces.
mysterious platform. Just when it seems like you've come to a stop,
No one's gonna pay for that roof.
you'll come crashing back down. We've broken through the ceiling and slammed into the building.
Surprisingly,
And
no
the
one
guests
got
in the
hurt.
reception hall are Edelgard, Dorothea, and Petra of the Black Eagles. Take note, it's not spelled Edelgard. They're from the Adressian Empire. and as such, they embrace their military might. Edelgard is one of the characters who is central to the conflict. Depending on the path you take, she'll go through some terrible ordeals. You'll notice there are prominent chandeliers above the stage. It's possible to knock them down.
Not paying for that either.
However, Byleth can't actually reach it, even though it's their stage. You can reach it with other fighters, though. So, it's nice if you can work your way up there by getting lucky and being launched up, or perhaps by using another fighter as a stepping stone. There we go, I made it. And you can knock it down.
Oh, you can still knock it down.
Also, you can
Use
break
someone
this
else's
table,
wallet to pay for it.
like so.
So many things broken, and you're the hero.
Just like the sign that reads Furin Kazan in the Suzaku Castle stage, it can break if you launch the opponent into it at close range.
The Street Fighter stage.
Next up, the bridge. The camera rotates 90
This part
degrees,
looks so cool.
creating this long area. It's very wide indeed.
Alright, who are
It's
these
similar
guys?
to the Bridge of Elden stage. The guests are from the Golden Deer, Claude, Hilda, and Lawrence. They belong to the Leicester Alliance.
Excuse me. Just had dinner.
Because it's an alliance of many noble families, you could say that they have a wide assortment of members. And Claude is the sharpest of the bunch. Incidentally, both Claude and Hilda are the names of characters that appear in Genealogy of the Holy War, the 4th title in the Fire Emblem series. I guess once you've reached the 17th game and are creating 40 characters for each new entry, you're bound to get a bit of name overlap.
Huh.
The naming process must be tough. Hey, it looks like the Pegasus Knight is busy training. As for the bridge's design, it's just a long pathway, plain and simple.
Just
You
flat.
can expect plenty of blows to be exchanged at the edges of the screen.
Nothing special in
You
this
could
stage.
also say it's a place where the fail knot really shines, and in this sense, I think it suits the Golden Deer perfectly.
So nothing much happens on this stage at all. Yep.
The last area is the cathedral, only with some
Cathedral.
platforms you can pass through. The guests appearing in the cathedral are Sedith, Flayn, and Rhea.
Flame looks like fun.
There's Sedith, who appears to have an extremely strong bond with his sister, Flayn. She seems to be under the protection of him
Aww.
and Rhea, who you can see fighting during the opening of Fire Emblem Three Houses. All three have character quirks related to their true identities.
They all have green hair.
I feel that Flame might be saying shush at this point, so I'll leave it at that. This is a simple area of the stage. All it has are these platforms.
Yep, this one's
Being
simple
the
as
last
well.
area, it may be a place where some intense battles will be waged. It'll cycle through each location in about 2.5 minutes.
Alright. Let's see. What happens?
Okay, today we'll have a
Joker.
tag team battle
Go-
of Squad Strike with the DLC team pitted against Fire Emblem protagonists from throughout the ages. That'll give us precisely 5 players per side. Alright, here we go.
Let's
Joker.
see who will reign victorious. Looking cool.
Joker!
Really?
And Hero!
Yeah, you made this team just so you could destroy
You really
them.
made a lot, huh? Banjo!
Sorry, Banjo.
By now, I
Oh.
think you know what I'm doing.
Come on.
But basically, I'm trying to defeat all 5 opponents with just the professor here. But as expected,
You created the
it's going to
team
be
just so
pretty
you
tough
could
battle,
destroy
so
destroy the rest of the
anything I can do
characters
I can.
and leave Byleth alone. You
not
are
gonna
so
let that
cruel,
happen.
Sakurai. You're so cruel to the characters that we all know and love.
Bad. Bennigan. I better keep my distance. I'll use this chance to attack.
Yeah, Sakurai is an expert player, so he's totally gonna
That's
beat all those
He's
characters.
invincible for a moment here.
Except for Toby Fox. He has lots of Toby Fox.
Lots of explosives. Ouch.
I'm pretty sure everyone knows that.
He perfect shielded that, huh? Good one.
Duh!
If I do this, or like so. No anti-air, huh? There.
Death by soccer ball. That's what I like to see. Oh boy. You're quite a haul.
Good. There's Mom.
There's Mom.
You're in a good spot, Mom.
Thanks, Mother Brain.
Ah, I shouldn't have taken that. Gardevoir. Well, I guess no one uses projectiles. At this
Even
point,
the
it
creator of
doesn't matter
Smash
if
Brothers, who
Gardevoir's
is an
there.
expert player, can make mistakes.
I feel like the enemy might get this Smash Ball. See? They got it.
Uh-oh. But you can
But they mustn't give up.
you can steal it, right?
I can't waste this chance.
Oh, it's gone now. Rip.
There's
No,
another Smash
no,
Ball.
it's still here.
Yes, got it.
There we go.
Now. What are you charging up for? There's still more.
Oh, hammer. Get it. Get it.
Whack.
Let's see what Byleth's animation looks like with a hammer.
You can take the hammer, but it's mine. Although I'm
protectable.
scared I might get hit with a counter in this state.
Oh, never mind.
I was trying to fight using Byleth's abilities alone, but what matters is that I won. Good game.
Good game.
It can be fun to play like this, especially in tag team, so I think it's a good idea to try imposing different types of challenges on yourself.
Yeah.
The end.
It's also fun to destroy all the characters and just only leave one character to battle the
Now,
rest.
about the additional music. Since it's from the Fire Emblem series, we'll be adding each of the new tracks to all the Fire Emblem stages. There are already a lot of Fire Emblem tracks in the game. Our selection this time has been made taking those existing tracks into consideration. 11 songs are being added. This includes an arrangement of the main theme in both Japanese and English.
Wow.
I hope you'll enjoy these as well. We're also adding in a new spirit board.
Spirit
It includes the house leaders among some of the other popular
Oh.
characters. Sothis is Legend class.
I suck against
Also,
Legend
there's a
Spirits.
new classic mode route, a heroic legacy, which is designed to let you enjoy classic Fire Emblem stages from throughout the series' history. The final battle is against Master Hand and Crazy Hand,
Of
but
course.
you'll find that something pretty amusing happens, so look forward to that. Now for the Mii Fighter costumes.
Oh boy.
Please take a look.
Alright. Now things will get really interesting. Let's see what costumes the Miis are gonna get this time. Round 5, let's go. Better be good. Who is this? Altair. Okay. Interesting. Rabbids? Oh, great. Wah! Mario plus Rabbids Smash Brothers Edition. Okay, I'm totally gonna buy this costume. What am I fighting for? Ah, the X-Gunner is back. And Battle Network. Oh, this costume returned too. I had fun with the both X and EXE outfits. Cuphead? What? Wait, there are Cuphead costumes now? First Sans and then Cuphead? Smash Brothers with Cuphead. Cuphead's been deconfirmed! That's really cool though. I'm totally gonna buy this costume. Sans versus Cuphead. Let's go. This is actually really cool. And I wonder how the liquid is not spilling from his head. Good day for a swell battle. Yeah, I'm totally gonna buy the Cuphead costume because this is actually really cool. I'll bet the Cuphead fans are pleased.
This time, we're releasing a Cuphead costume. And for those of you who purchased the Cuphead costume, an additional song will be added. It's called Floral Fury, and it's the theme that plays when fighting Cagney Carnation.
Well, that's a good one.
I hope you enjoy these as well.
Well, I bet the Cuphead
After
creators are
purchasing
so
the costume,
proud.
I recommend using the sharing feature. If someone has created a Mii fighter, you can play using the costume it's wearing immediately. And now, onto the amiibo.
Oh, nice amiibos.
The color palette for Dark Samus looks pretty good, doesn't it? Dark Samus and Richter are planned for release on Friday, January 17th.
5 fighters have joined the fight.
はい、そして今回
And now, with the addition of Byleth, the Fighter's Pass is finally complete.
So what was that talk about having more
Hero,
fighters, huh?
Banjo and Kazooie, Terry Bogard, and Byleth. From more than 70 fighters, only 5 have been added. But I must say, this game has always been an exceptional experience. And since the roster was already so large to begin with, right from the start, we intended to make the most out of the new gameplay mechanics and so on.
Uh-huh.
There really were a lot of new mechanics, weren't there?
Yeah.
When we add a new fighter,
Uh-huh.
we don't simply make their attacks or their movements a little different. Instead, we try to offer you a whole new style
Sorry,
of
Mai.
play. As I stated, we'll continue to release more DLC fighters down the line. I
Yeah.
had thought that 1 or 2 might suffice, but, well,
1 or 2?
have a look.
Huh? Wait. Even more fighters are in development. Counter Pack 11. Oh, there's more. 6 additional fighters. Ah,
Looks like there will be 1 more fighter than last time.
1 more.
For this reason, we will be releasing the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Fighters Pass Volume 2. It will be available for pre-purchase on the date shown, so please keep an eye out.
Awesome.
And now that it's official, we intend to move ahead with development. Of course, like last time, the contents will remain unknown for now, and I'm personally very sorry that we have to release Fighters Pass Volume 2 when the details have yet to be revealed.
Please take a break after you've done what
Like
you had
last
to do,
time, I'd be
Sakurai.
very grateful if, despite that, you would understand why and purchase it. Furthermore, the new additions have already been decided. Even if I receive many requests regarding potential candidates on Twitter,
Yeah.
I'm afraid it would be very hard to consider them.
I understand.
But I still hope you'll look forward to it.
Oh, you know I am.
We're also including a bonus with Fighters Pass Volume 2.
A bonus?
Last time, it was a Rex costume. But this time, here's what we have.
Oh. Okay.
It's a Mii Fighter costume for Mii Sword Fighter, the ancient soldier gear from The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Looks cool, though.
This will not be for sale individually, so it can only be acquired as part of Fighters Pass Volume 2.
Okay. Lastly,
It's been reported that Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is the highest-selling fighting game in the world.
yeah! Woohoo!
Personally, I don't know if it counts as simply a fighting game, but I guess it's seen as a fighting game around the world.
Everybody sees it. It's a fighting game.
Seems like Street Fighter 2 was in the lead for a while, but now Super Smash Bros. Ultimate has surpassed it in total sales.
Of course it would.
However, I'm not sure if this is accurate.
Really?
There were 5 versions of Street Fighter 2, or 6 to 7 if we really want to get into the weeds. Plus, there's the arcade versions and the 25 ports to other systems, so I don't know if that's been accounted for. Also, I don't know if that really qualifies as one game. It's up for discussion. So, who knows? But when it comes to a single piece of software, it seems like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is #1.
Yay!
Although, I still don't know if it can really be called just a fighting game.
How?
I feel like it's become more than a fighting game, some sort of celebration of gaming or something else entirely.
Oh, I never thought of that.
Also, I feel a deep attachment to the 5 DLC fighters.
I love how the people are in the
first
background are
Fighters
laughing.
Pass just wrapped up, but it was decided that there will be more DLC,
Looking forward to it.
which means no breaks for me.
I'm sorry, Mr.
I
Sakurai.
plan to keep working hard, so I hope you can continue to support us.
Thank you for your dedication.
That's it. Thank you.
We appreciate your dedication. Thank you so much, Sakurai. Well, that presentation was something. I've been sort of silent throughout the whole thing because, well, I am not into Fire Emblem. But seeing the Mii Fighter costumes trailer, I got a surprise, mainly because of Cuphead. I am totally gonna buy that Cuphead costume and just play as Cuphead and see if I can fight a lot of characters that are Cuphead. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I would enter a Cuphead only match, just out of nowhere. That'll be really funny and really cool. And yeah, I'll bet the fans are happy. I mean, I'm actually happy that Cuphead made into the game as a Mii Fighter costume. And I never expected him to be in the game in general, but him being a gunner, Mii gunner in the game in Smash Brothers, it's fine by me. I mean, it's cool that the Cuphead got the official 3D model like Sans did. But yeah, the indie characters are getting a lot of love. Yeah, and that's a really cool thing. So yeah, that's my reaction to the Byleth presentation. So yeah, if you're bored, if you're bored of this because of my commentary and whatnot, just look in the comment section and look at the highlights or in the description. Yeah. The marks that I put in the description or the comment section, it will take you to the better parts of this reaction video. So yeah, only stick to those parts. Those parts are more amusing than my boring commentary over the Byleth showcase. But yeah, that's it. That's my reaction. So anyway, if you enjoyed this video, throw a diamond on the like button, comment and subscribe, and click the bell for notifications so you won't miss a video. Anyway, that's it. I'm GameBot. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and take care. It took a lot of hours, but it's worth it.